outside is cold. It took a lot longer to load a bucket that way than it did with the crusher.
See.
That's that big spring that would break.
Did you cut your own mine timber?
How's that?
Did you cut your own timber?
No, no, we had a guy supply it. I look like rock.
And what's he doing there?
That's a pump.
Did you have much water at the mine?
Yeah, it had a lot of water. I think that was that pump was on floated suction. We had a dam there. I think that's had a dam. We kept it from going down into the sump.
Who's that?
I don't know what it's doing. Is that the double drum?
Yes.
That probably was Ivan Swinehorn. And he didn't like his job. He wanted to be a miner. But he was good at this.
And that's the pulley all the way in to,
That probably was at the other end, at the face.
at the face.
The boogie had to come back against that pulley. And then the miners had to arrange it that it would pick up coal when it went off. There was a bell, they had a button to press a bell.
Did you only have a bell in the mine, or did you also have an intercom system?
No, we just had a bell.
Just the bell.
Had intercom outside, you know, to in contact with the hoister.
You were sounding the roof there to see if it's solid there,
I guess, yeah.
and you had good top, so it was probably a good
Never
house.
had a roof all in there. many fingers can you use? Or can you use more in the sand?
Yeah, you don't wanna know that.
Accidents happen.
Accident, that pulley that you saw at the face
Yes.
was twisted, and he reached there to turn it the other direction,
I see.
the right direction, and cut his fingers off. Took a lot of dynamite.
Where did you purchase the dynamite from?
Where did we get it?
Yes.
I can't remember the guy, but we had a guy delivered almost every day to, we had a storage, we had to have a metal building.
An explosive shed to store your dynamite in.
Yeah,
Was he from Joliet? The guy you bought it from?
Perhaps was it maybe Goodspring,
Yeah,
Booper Nor?
no.
Not Booper? We finished off with a video here of the mine up at the Sherman, and we're going to close out talking to Melvin Crow here about a little bit more about his mining. He had a mine in Goodspring, the C.K.&S Coal Company that was on the Likens Valley 2 vein, and you said that Irvin Schwartz helped operate that mine, right?
how's that?
Irvin Schwartz operated the mine in Goodspring?
Towards the end, yeah.
Towards the end.
Uh-huh.
And was that the first mine that you had?
That's the first one we had.
What do you remember about that mine?
Well, the gas explosion I was in,
Is that where you got hurt at, the gas explosion?
yeah, I did all the drilling, and we started a new press, a new chute. We had put a chute in, had taken one coat off, and I drilled the gangway first, and then Irvin and his partner did the tamping there, and I went over the top into this new chute, which was only about 6 foot deep or something like that, 8 foot. And I drilled the top hole first, electric drill. I got in about halfway, then I heard this sizzling. I didn't know what that was, and all of a sudden everything was in flame. It exploded. And of course I shut it off, and I dropped down on the ground, on the bottom. And Irvin and his buddy were inside. They said there was a big roll of flame came out of the chute. And I was in there. And I went down to the bottom. I was just about at the end where I couldn't hold my breath anymore. I held my breath, you know. When it went up, just like that, it went up. And then Irvin came and opened the chute board and pulled me out, and they took me to the doctor. And he bandaged me up. I looked like a mummy, huh?
Yes, you did.
And I was over about 2 months, I guess. I was burned pretty bad.
I see.
My face, my ears were burned, my face mostly. The rest of the bottom wasn't burned, but my
Right,
face, I was really bandaged up.
right.
That's the closest one I ever had. The worst one. And when I went back about 2 months later, I was afraid.
Really, yeah?
I was afraid to go, but I got back into it again.
Mhm. Nobody else hurt then when that happened?
No,
Just you?
the 2 guys in the gangway, they were only about 20 feet away, you know, Tandy. They're the ones that saw the flame come out. And they ran over it, but they couldn't do nothing. I couldn't get out, you know, and the flame was so around there. But they weren't hurt. But took me right to the doctor.
Did you go by ambulance or did they drive you?
No, Irvin drove me on the car.
Was it the Good Sam or the Pottsville Hospital?
How's that?
Which hospital did you
No,
go
I
to?
went to the town doctor.
The town doctor.
Dr. Me?
Doc-
Dr. Malik, he fixed you up, huh?
He did a good job. inch mill,
That's good.
but it took a long time to heal.
Wow. Well, then you also had the mine that we just watched the video, which was the K.S.F. Coal Company, which was located up on the Sherman Mountain. And as you previously said, there was two veins there, the Little Buck and the Big Buck.
Yeah.
And who was the coal sold to?
Who was the coal?
Who bought the coal that you got out?
I think they said Markson.
No,
Was it the Markson Coal Company was one of them?
that owned it.
No, that bought your coal.
Bought the coal.
Bought the coal, Markson.
Mark and Higgins Mining.
Higgins Mining.
Mhm.
Any other recollections from your mining days?
Oh, there's some too old to talk about.
Okay, we won't talk about them then. But hey, we'll wrap it up here. I do want to appreciate you guys, you coming out and telling us those old stories and sharing the video, and your sons Scott and Tom coming here, Scott helping with some of the information, and Tom making the video from the old films and stuff. So it's been a real pleasure, and hey, I want to thank you for coming and doing this here. Thanks so much.
They're the reason I'm here. I didn't want to come, but
They brought you, huh?
they made me come.
Well, a lot of people are going to watch this here, and it's going to preserve some of our history, which mining was hard work, but I think you probably said it there that you enjoyed it, and most of the miners
I
do
enjoyed
enjoy
mining.
it.
I enjoyed mining.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.